Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be exploring the Internet Computers Service Network System, or the SNS, which allows DAOs to be powered by the Internet Computer. According to the Internet Computer's own data, the Service Network System are decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs, that allow developers to hand over their dApps to decentralized token-based governance systems. SNSs enable Web3 services to be owned and governed by their communities, evolving through proposals that respond to the desires, feedback, and voting of those communities. Each SNS DAO has its own utility token that communities members can stake to claim governance rights or use purchase services, and which can be used by the SNS to reward community contributions. SNS DAOs allow developers around the world to raise funds for their projects, drive viral growth, and provide users with a stake in the service, democratizing access to the entire technological economy. Now, we're going to be hearing directly from Dfinity's Dominic and the founder of Internet Computer in just a minute about this. But before we go there, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We upload every single day of the year since 2018 to bring you the latest happening in the financial world. Also, do me a favor, give the video a free thumbs up. Nothing I say in this video is financial advice. These are my opinions, strategies, and thesis on the market. And we're going to be discussing things that are that's data that's available from the Internet Computer Protocol's ecosystem about what these SNS DAOs are. So what exactly is a DAO? DAO stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. Simply put, they say a DAO is an organization formed by smart contracts where the members, typically token holders, collectively decide how the organization or the product evolves. Example scenarios is 10,000 token holders each deposit crypto into a smart contract and vote on what to purchase with the total. Another example is 1 million token holders control a decentralized version of Twitter, where token holders propose and vote on feature updates. A DAO can take the role of carrying out community-driven decisions on when and how to update the code and that shapes the organization or product. So in the ecosystem of ICP, what is an SNS? This stands for the Service Network System. It's a powerful form of DAO that allows communities to govern smart contracts and decentralized apps running on ICP completely on-chain. The main things to note about the SNS is the design is similar to what is the network nervous system, which is the on-chain DAO that governs the whole Internet Computer Protocol. A dApp controlled by the SNS DAO is governed by an SNS token holders submitting and voting on-chain proposals. No one developer or group controls the dApp. Rather, the dApp is controlled by voting via these tokens. There can be many SNSs on the ICP, therefore many DAOs. Any developer can hand over control of their dApp to an SNS DAO. Doing so gives control to DAO token holders. So how is this unique in Web3? Well, DAOs are growing, and we know that. For example, Ethereum's ecosystem, Uniswap, and MakerDAO are popular DAOs with billions of dollars locked in the respective smart contracts. However, ICP is unique that it can host fully on-chain dApps. So the SNS DAOs are unique in that they can fully control via voting every aspect of that dApp, since everything is on-chain. Having full on-chain DAOs is important because it enables all decisions to be executed on the blockchain and thus facilitates true decentralization. And also transparency. This is in contrast to existing DAOs on other blockchains where voting takes place on-chain, but the execution of the results are often carried out by developers off-chain. Therefore, the SNS DAOs serve as a vehicle to deliver fully decentralized online services that are owned and governed by the community. Now, I wanted you guys to hear directly from Dfinity's Dominic. That's him here on the left. This is from a video from over a year ago, published in November of 2022, essentially at the bottom of the market when, right around the FTX collapse. And so in this part, he talks about the next generation of DAOs and why this is so important, and specifically why ICP is the key. And that rhymes. So for that, do me a favor and give the video a free thumbs up. Let's listen to Dominic.
Could you tell us a bit more about the SNS?
Sure. So we at the Dfinity Foundation are chasing a dream in which the internet ecosystem becomes primarily composed of fully decentralized online services that are owned and governed by their communities. For those who are unfamiliar with internet computer terminology, SNS stands for Service Nervous System, and it's a kind of advanced DAO technology. Service nervous systems will enable a decentralized version of a service like Facebook, say, that's running on the internet computer blockchain, which plays the role of a world computer, to run under the full control of their online communities, who will replace the corporations, boards of directors, and CEOs that today maintain complete control of the Web 2.0 ecosystem. SNS technologies will enable these services to fully decentralize and make users part owners and part of the team that runs them. SNS technologies will also help developers with fundraising and help these services drive viral growth.
Now I'm going to pause here for a minute because this is so important that you guys understand. One of the reasons I am such a huge fan of Internet Computer and what Dfinity Foundation is doing here is that, as Dominic has just recently said with the whole AI situation and AI being on chain already with Internet Computer, like guys, the Internet Computer is the real deal. It is the real deal blockchain. They're not talking about we're going to do X, Y, and Z in 5 years. We're going to do this. We're going to start working on it now. Like they already have this stuff done. This video that I'm showing you about the SNS, this was done in 2022 at the bottom of the bear market. And what has Dfinity continued to do throughout the entire bear market, not just at the bottom, before and after? Their developers globally continue to develop, build, and grow the ecosystem. And now SNS DAO is live on the network. I mean, you could see Neurons fund maturity. Neurons, well, it says here, the chart shows the total available maturity of Neurons in the Neurons Fund. The Neurons Fund allows the community to participate in the service nervous system with launches within the internet computer ecosystem. Neurons participating in the fund expose their maturity to risks taken by the fund. The maturity of the Neurons Fund, neurons decrease when participants are made, or when participations are made, and can increase later as a result of successful participations. And so there are already DAOs here. They have the Boom DAO, the Catalyze DAO, Dragons DAO, Elna AI DAO, Gold DAO, Hot or Not DAO, IC Ghost DAO, IC Lighthouse, IC Panda. I mean, it looks like they have 21 total DAOs. ICP Swap, we just did a video on ICP Swap recently. New protocol that it's basically a DEX on ICP. It's the hub of future of DeFi. And you're literally able to swap ICP with crypto from other chains, go into token pools, farm, marketplace. You have your wallet. You can go to liquidity pools right here. I mean, this is all from a DAO. This is a DAO right now. That rhymes as well. And so again, ICP is the real deal, guys. They already are doing this on chain. This is already there. The technology is already deployed. You can use it today. You can build on it today. You can make your own DAO today. It's already there. And we have all of these other crypto ecosystems like Cryptoviser. You're not bullish enough on this crypto. You're not bullish enough on this crypto. And it's like they don't even have the bare essentials, let alone this. Anyway, let's continue listening to Dominic. And make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel and give the video a free thumbs up.
This is exactly what resonated with me back then, but could you tell our viewers why do you think this is so important?
Well, the internet provides humanity with a permissionless public utility. And nobody needs permission to connect, and nobody needs permission to build something that's served over the internet. And that's driven, all kinds of innovation and economic growth and provided social freedoms and so on. Meanwhile, the Web 2.0 services such as Facebook and Google that are served over the decentralized internet have taken things in completely the opposite direction. These services have become incredibly valuable because they aggregate and monetize user data. But once that data has been aggregated, it's locked inside, and only the corporation running the service can use that data. And permissionless innovation by outside developers becomes completely impossible, which has made the internet far duller than it should be. But although user data is what makes these services valuable, users don't have any stakes in them, and they have no say over how their data is processed or what kind of features are provided to them. Quite the opposite. They're made to sign terms and conditions that give away everything to the corporation. We want to change this dysfunctional model by building a service on the internet computer and fully decentralizing it with a service nervous system. Users can be made part owners and part of the team that runs the service. So the resulting full decentralization is much fairer and more engaging for users. The service can be fully tokenized and add much more compelling features than would otherwise be possible. Developers can run decentralization sales to raise funds for more work in the development of the service. And open and permissionless innovation again becomes possible. For all these reasons, we believe that this model and variations of it will completely transform the internet ecosystem as we know it in the coming years.
First of all, Dominic, where did you get this cup? I need one of these immediately. I don't know if you see, it's a black cup with a little Internet Computer Infinity logo on it. Anyway, what I would say about what he's saying here is it goes back to ICP is the real deal, right? We have all of these other blockchains saying, well, this is the problem that we have to fix. This is the problem that we have to fix. This is the problem that we have to fix. Some of them are talking about digital identity as the fix to it, and it's not even developed. Again, it's not even developed. An internet computer is the real deal. They have this technology already. They have the framework to build out more of this technology, to protect users' data, to make users in control. What he's saying about Facebook and Google and all of these services that people use. And a lot of people have no idea how the data is being used against them to, manipulate what they buy, when they buy it, and all the advertising, right? Think about Temu and Shein, right? These two companies, the reason they're so widely used is because people want to just keep buying shit, right? And now you can buy stuff really, really cheap, and maybe it's the same quality, maybe it's not, as the original. But this is what blockchain is doing. It's putting the power back in the hands of the users. You shouldn't have to beg these companies to just make the user experience better. You shouldn't have to beg, a restaurant to have food when you go in, right? Like they should just have these things available. They should just do them. And when we're talking about blockchain technology, right? Blockchain technology gives the power back to the user. A DAO is an organization and the token holders make the decisions. They vote on the system. It's truly democratizing access to the ecosystem. And so this is obviously in very early stages. If you look at some of the DAOs that are already created, some of these are very small. The Panda Club is a decentralized panda meme built on the internet computer. Like, is this really going to do anything for the future of technology? Probably not. But again, this is like the first stage of it, right? This is kind of like a Dogecoin on ICP, like getting things started. And sometimes you have to start with like jokes and memes, and then you get into more serious technologies like ICP Swap, which is effectively one of the first premier DEXs on Internet Computer Protocol. And so I am so excited about the future of Internet Computer. There is so much that's being built. There's so much that's been worked on for years and years, and they're getting ready to deploy. And I think that the big issue right now, and again, I don't know this, I'm just guessing based on everything that we've gathered from Internet Computer ecosystem, is that they need more builders, right? They need more people coming on chain onto the Internet Computer and building more products and building more businesses and bridging businesses from other ecosystems onto the Internet Computer. And this is going to drive the actual adoption of these use cases through these businesses that deploy using back-end technology of Internet Computer. That's the easiest way to deploy this kind of technology is back-end, so that the end user doesn't even necessarily know. They just know that whatever they're doing, everything's more efficient, everything's working better. And giving the developers the ability to go in and vote on changes quickly. Instead of, what happens in if you work in corporate America, you know this. To get anything done, you got to get 15 approvals. I worked at a company For an entry level, like minimum wage job, an employee, like a candidate would have to go through about minimum 4 interviews, different days, different times, different locations. It's like, how is that efficient? Not only for the company, but also for the candidate experience, right? And so allowing the users and the developers of the ecosystem to go, I mean, think about it. If you work in a tech organization and you know that there's think you work at Facebook, right? And user experience on the app is bad. And you know, if you do these 3 things, it's going to fix a lot of those problems. It will take a year and a half to get that implemented, right? To go through all the red tape, all the testing, all the approvals, just to get it done. And meanwhile, in a DAO, you could do it in a weekend, just getting enough votes on chain to make things happen. And this is why it's really important to see where the future is versus where we were in the past, because the acceleration of technology is here. The banks, we don't like crypto. We're not really getting into crypto. And meanwhile, they're getting into crypto, right? They keep saying we're not going to do it, and they're doing it because they know they have to. Otherwise, they're going to go into irrelevance of just being debt issuers. And granted, right now you can make money in debt issuance, but as the dollar continues to get devalued and people keep taking on more and more loans at higher rates, and then they can't pay it back, and then they defaulting, that's not a sustainable business at all. So the banks know they have to get involved in crypto, whether they're back-end integrated like JP Morgan is. They're the main bank for Gemini and Coinbase. But meanwhile, the CEO says he hates crypto and it's shit and all this, right? Times are changing, and the way that development occurs in these newer technologies is changing. And to Dominic's point, what they're doing at Internet Computer is revolutionary. They're surpassing many of these already developed blockchains that have been around for years and years and can't even figure out how to get fees low, figure out how to scale. Meanwhile, if you look at Internet Computer's throughput, when I'm recording this video, like we just passed 3 billion blocks. They're currently processing 5,000 transactions per second. ETH equivalent would be 322,000 transactions per second. I mean, this is unheard of in any ecosystem of blockchain. Let's continue listening to what Dominic says.
You might recall that in January 2021, I wrote a very long post that outlined a 20-year roadmap for the Internet Computer. The availability of service nervous system technology realizes an important part of that and is going to greatly accelerate our progress down that path.
So without getting too technical, could you explain to our viewers how this works?
Well, first of all, the Internet Computer isn't like other blockchains. It uses...
It's the real deal. Remember that, guys. The Internet Computer is the real deal. Whenever I am like diving into other ecosystems like Ethereum, Solana, even Polygon, right? XRP, Cardano, it's always, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're working on. This is what we're working on. ICP has it already. ICP has it already. You know, I'm glad that I switched my view on Internet Computer, because if I didn't, I probably wouldn't do this much in-depth of research into what this technology is doing for the world of blockchain. But to Dominic's point, right? ICP is the real deal.
This is advanced cryptography and math to provide the world with true world computer utility. This means it's possible to build even demanding mass market Web3 services like social networks, such that they run entirely from the blockchain itself. This is very different to when someone says that a Web3 service is built on blockchain XYZ. What that actually means is that the service is built using centralized traditional IT like cloud computing services, and the blockchain is just used to store a few tokens, NFTs, and clips of data, and that's because they're too slow, thousands of times more expensive to use, and lack key capabilities such as web serving.
By the way, not the Internet Computer, because to his point, most of these blockchains, especially the staking blockchains, most of them run on cloud computing services. They run on Amazon Web Service, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure. Internet Computer is those services. Like, that's what Internet Computer is. It is the Amazon Web Service of blockchain. Let's continue listening.
Because Web3 services can run entirely from the Internet Computer itself, without any need for traditional IT. And because they're built from something called smart contract software, that makes it possible to run them under the full control of a DAO, such as the service nervous system, for the very first time.
All right.
You know, this video is from like a year and a half ago when we were bottoming in the market. And I think if I saw it at that time, I wouldn't have taken what Dominic is saying as serious as I'm taking it now, and understanding what these technologies are, what they're doing for the entire blockchain ecosystem, and that again, ICP it's already implemented, guys. Now it just needs builders and more businesses to utilize the technology that they've been working on and building out and deploying to continue to grow it and continue to expand the ICP ecosystem. And I think that we are going to see a lot of companies and other even blockchains probably going to be using Internet Computer and probably partnering with Dfinity. You know, I think that the three cryptos, the AI crypto, SingularityNet, Ocean Protocol, and Fetch AI, I think they're going to be begging Internet Computer and Dfinity for help, because Internet Computer doesn't need them. They need Internet Computer. At least that's my thought, my opinion, my strategy on the market. Like I always say, do your own research before you make investment choices. Never make an investment choice based on a YouTube video. It's not enough research. And I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm definitely not your financial advisor. And I could be wrong about anything and everything that I say, but I'm not wrong about giving the video a free thumbs up. They are free. They cost nothing. And I really appreciate you guys watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and I'll see you guys tomorrow right here on the channel. Follow me on x.com/thecryptoviser, link down below. Crypto on.